Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, roaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
Bare naked, bare naked, bare naked, ABCs. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every single Bare Naked Lady song from 7 to Y, and we're going to discuss every single album as a complete and utter whole at some point. That's right. I'm talking about holes tonight.
You're a complete and utter hole, Tracy.
I see what you did there.
Betsy, put away Maroon. We're not talking about Maroon this week.
We've gone from alphabetical to chronological.
Yeah, I know.
We've gone to plaid.
Ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
So tonight we are not talking about Maroon, even though Betsy has it out.
Mind your own business. I'm sorting.
Tonight we are talking about Stunt.
Is it how you pronounce it?
Stunt? Yeah. It's pronounced Stunt. It's German.
It's the German pronunciation if you're yelling.
Das Stunt.
One of my favorite albums and my
Stuntensee.
favorite album covers of all time.
You're not a fan of the creepy dunce child clown thing?
I have a big poster of it in my living room and it freaks Alice out and it's too bad.
I don't blame her.
It's Steven's lips.
Yeah?
Flaming lips.
Flaming
Steven's
Flaming
lips.
Steven lips.
There's just nothing.
Steven's lips come on the show. We know you listen.
So at one point in time, I had it written down who had each body part in the face. I know that the hands are Jim's. The body is
that's because they're jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
No, it was the body. The body was Kevin. I don't remember. The face is an amalgamation of all of them.
Right.
And then the hat that they're wearing are the lyrics to 1 Week.
Yes.
And then I don't know. I am not into modern art. And this picture just weirds me out and upsets me.
And I like being weirded out and upset.
I mean, almost as much as the picture on the inside where I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know if my camera is allowing it at this point.
I can see Stunty in the background.
Stunty.
Are you able to see this?
Intermittently.
I can only see it in the car.
Nice.
They've got a picture of the band sitting, I'm guessing it looks like at the Hollywood Bowl. But then there's like little pieces of each picture has been taken out and zoomed in and then replaced into the same spot. And it just is very creepy. I don't like any of the photography on this album.
I do. It's very pop art. It's very kind of Andy Warhol-y.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it says here that they're going for a Dada-esque collage.
That would follow for sure.
Yeah. I don't
Da
like it.
da da.
Da da da.
Da da da.
Trio, we know you listen. Come on the show.
999.
So you're not a fan of the Dada.
I am not.
Nah.
I'm a big fan of like Michelangelo and Leonardo. Very realistic.
No.
Donatello, Raphael, all the Ninja Turtles. Really.
Actually, not so much Donatello. Definitely Raphael is on the edge there, but
he's edgy. He's the edgiest of the Ninja Turtles for sure.
If he's on the edge, does that make him crusty?
He's living on the edge.
Living on the edge.
The School of Scholars I like, but the rest of Raphael I'm like, not so much.
I like to think that we're a school of scholars.
Of sorts.
Varying talents.
We can't all be
I mean,
Betsy.
we're kind of like the piecemeal of the front of Stunt. So
Front of Stunt. Front of Stunt. Front of Stunt.
If I attack you, you'll take the brunt of Stunt.
Very nice. Nice.
So I'm looking currently at the extended edition, the 20th anniversary edition of Stunt. They added Get in Line onto this, which upsets me.
It would.
You're having a lot of upset lately, aren't you? I thought you were just gonna be so, psyched about this album.
Well, I am, but I don't like they added it onto this album because that song wasn't written until a year and a half after this album was released.
I'm fine with it, but I don't think it should end the album. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, I don't think it should end the album either. I just don't believe it belongs on there because they didn't write it until 1999 in Copenhagen, and this album was already released. Like,
well, they were getting stoked with you, and then
this is the special edition. This is the Star Wars special edition. Okay, this is CG Jabba the Hutt.
That totally explains it right there.
George Lucas, we know you listen. Come on the show.
Yes, please come on the show. No
come on, George. Come on the show.
You sound like a movie trailer when you say it like that. In a world where George Lucas joins this show.
There was that one time that George Lucas
Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away.
I like this trailer better, actually.
Yeah.
Hold on to that, kid.
Bowling for Alderaan. Coming to theaters near you.
Nice.
On a computer screen near you 20 years from now.
And we got there. Thanks to you.
Not yet, we haven't. Not on the computer.
Well, we got to the theater.
We got to the theater.
Theater.
Well, speaking of getting there, this is the album that got B&L to break in the U.S.
Certainly did.
Number 3, right?
Number 3. And 1 week was number 1 for 1 week.
Couldn't have planned that better.
But it really did kick them off to a new level of expectation and notoriety.
1 week is one of the weakest tracks on this album.
Concur.
That's the thing, it is like what made not that I dislike 1 week.
Hold on, this is for all the feelings that Tracy's having.
Oh, yes, I'm having all the
emotions
feels
here, inside out.
I got it in
That's
Disneyland.
amazing, by the way. That's great.
I'm definitely having that one on the end.
Anger. Are you Lewis Black right now?
It's anxiety.
Oh, that's anxiety.
Joy.
That's the new one. I got to.
Anxiety, joy, and
students. I got it in Disneyland.
Sadness.
For those of you at home that can't see, Disney has these new headbands that you can make yourself and put what you want on them. So I got joy and sadness and
that's
anxiety.
cool. You can customize.
And so with my students, I could be like, today, this is the thing.
I love it. That's awesome.
Can you get like 5 angers and be like, this is how you make me feel?
Your crown of emotions.
I'm in a glass cage of emotion.
Nice. I want one.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
They're pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, that is amazing. I love it. I want one now. Damn it.
I can't wait to watch it because I need to meet anxiety.
Stunt.
I am very aware of anxiety every day.
Huh. Yeah.
Is there like an existential dread? Wait, no, don't tell me. That would be my character. That's the one that has the console in my brain, existential dread.
When I saw the new movie and it was on Wii, and I was like, that's Aaron.
On Ouija. It's a me.
Lazing about
on Luigi.
Our couch.
All right, back to Stunt. We've been off Stunt long enough.
Well, it's the perfect album, so we're good.
Here?
Okay, good. I'm not the only one that feels that way. It is. I would say it is nearly a perfect album.
It's perfect. Perfect.
I wouldn't change much about it. That's for sure.
I wouldn't change. I got nothing.
So, Aaron, is this your first experience of Stunt as a whole album?
Yeah, actually, it is. I never really listened to them which is funny because I'm the album guy who's like, you need to listen to it in the order because that's the artistic integrity. So this is actually the first time I've had to go through these albums in the intended order, which is interesting. And I do have some thoughts.
Yes, please.
All right. IMHO. As I said, I don't think that 1 Week is the strongest song, and I don't think we should start off on it. I think commercially speaking, it makes perfect sense to start on 1 Week because that's the smash hit single. That's the one everyone knows. But artistically, I would not start with it. I would start with Alcohol. Alcohol is an upbeat banger, high energy, gets the heads nodding and the toes tapping. I think it's a great song.
I'll give you that, but I'd replace it with It's All Been Done.
That was my second choice because I was like, It's All Been Done is the second track. And when I was listening to it, I'm like, they should have started with this. Then I got to Alcohol. I was like, you could put that first. But either way. So yeah, I would put Alcohol, or I could say It's All Been Done at the start. I would move 1 week back a few songs. I would put Get in Line. I would include it. It's a great song, and I do think it fits with the aesthetic of the album. I would put it next to last, and I would end with Call and Answer because it is the greatest song that band has ever done. And you should end on a high note. It's the emotional climax of the album. Always leave them wanting more.
What if you started with She's on Time? That would be a lot of people could connect to that song.
Yeah.
At least half the population. But yeah. No, I agree with not having 1 week as number one. I am open to anything other than that. I like It's All Been Done for number one or Alcohol. And those are pretty much the only contenders, I would say.
Those are two strong starters.
Yeah.
I think.
See, I this is the one time I don't mind having the single be the first song, only because it's the one that catches people's attention and makes them want to grab the album. Because
I think It's All Been Done or Alcohol makes me want to grab the album more. And I just feel like, for me also, I love the idea of, if this was me, if I'm in the studio mixing with the guys and I'm like, hey, how about, we know this song's going to blow up. We know this song's going to take over the charts. This is the song people want to hear. Let's put it as the 4th or the 5th track. So people put this album on and you have like Alcohol, you have It's All Been Done, you have these songs, people are like, oh, this is cool. Then 1 week comes on, everyone's like, oh, it's that band? And you've already got like a good example of how broad their scope is and how varied they can be.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I
like that better, yeah.
I mean, and that's what I've done on the other albums as well. I only did it because 1 week is so different. I want to get them listening to what they thought they would like, and then I want to introduce them to like the real BNL. Catch them and then hook them in and pull them in and reel them in.
Bait and switch.
Yeah, because I really do feel like 1 week is a bait and switch. It's not their typical sound.
they're so varied. It's hard to
Yeah,
say a
it's
typical
one of their
sound.
sounds. I
Yeah.
mean, there are a few songs that I could compare to it, but like, especially early on, I feel like later they kind of coalesced around a couple different archetypes, like the country pop rock thing and the ballad and whatever. But early on, the first few albums, especially when you had the Page Robertson era going in like full effect, they were really varied. And that's one of the things I like about them so much is you know, they're pretty prolific, right? They have quite a few albums, as
Oh,
we've
yes.
noticed while doing this podcast, and they've got pretty varied material. Like you could, if you said, "Hey," to me, if you said to me, that, "Hey, Aaron, the only thing you listen for the rest of your life to is Bare Naked Ladies," I'd be really sad because my favorite band, Radiohead, and They Might Be Giants, and all the bands I love bringing up, I wouldn't be able to listen to. But at least I know I would have some variation. I could reach for something jazzy, or I could do a ballad, or I could do, kind of a weird, almost techno-y, like dancey, song. And they have
Yep,
a lot of different kind of genres they kind of dip their toes into. That's one of the things I think is so great about them.
agreed.
I concur.
I
I
concur.
concur.
I
Heidi, I'm
did
glad you
not.
found your joy.
I did. Joy is my favorite. It's my favorite word. It's like, it's just, I think we need more of it in the world. So,
True.
and this album brings me joy. So
Mm.
Nice. Nice.
I am joy.
Well,
I
Betsy, would you change anything about this album or the order or anything like that?
Um, I don't know. It's one of those things where I've been so used to the order that the
That
order
makes
is the
sense.
order.
That makes sense.
But with the exception of changing, like the starting song and the ending song are gonna be, it's like a, like I said last time, kind of like puzzle pieces, like getting your corner pieces
Mm,
um in line.
really good way to
So
put it.
oh, thank you. um
I was gonna say
but
you had some pretty low scores for this album. Are there songs that you
did
would
I?
get rid of?
Good question.
No, but I don't know if it's like an overplay thing with 1 week for me.
Hmm.
I mean, I love the music video, but when the song comes on, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I heard it before. It's all
Yep.
been done. It's it's just, it's not a song I feel passionate about, but I kind of smile when it comes on because I know it's my boys, but still, you
Did
know.
you ever like really like when it first hit the airwaves, like when it first broke big? Did you like hearing it when it was being like it was definitely overplayed?
Well, yeah, certainly.
Because they did that with all the songs back then. They would run the shit out of a
My
song.
heart will go on.
Oh
Jesus.
my god. Oh yes.
Celine Dion, we know
um,
you listen. Come on the show. Another Canadian treasure.
yes.
Sorry, please go ahead,
Yeah,
Bets.
what was the question again?
Like
Well, anything you would change or any songs that you would get rid
well,
of?
I had asked
Like
like
the 1 week.
when 1 week
Oh
first
yeah.
came out,
Oh
Did
yeah.
you
did
like
it
it when it
ever
was being
grab you
super
or
played or
It grabbed me, but it
it grabbed me, but it didn't molest me.
it but then it let go kind of quickly. It's just kind of a little drive-by honking or something. It's like, oh yeah, those are those guys. And then, but then, like you're saying, it just kind of makes you want to listen to the whole album. And then, like, there's songs on there that I like much more. Not to disparage 1 week.
No, it's a fine song.
I
But
I mean I admit that it's one of the weakest songs on the album.
that just
Weakest.
speaks to the strength of the other tunes on here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's kind of it. Yeah.
That's the
Exactly.
thing is you gave any other band 1 week and had them put it like on their album, like the same song, same played, just
Oh
different
my
band doing
God.
it, and you
I'm just
put that on
imagining
their album.
Sublime doing 1 week in an alternate universe. I actually want to hear that now.
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to that.
Any other band, this would be a breakout, like major hit for
Any
them on the
other
album.
band?
Well, not every band, but a lot of bands that would be a huge song for them on that album. That's not true with BNL. At least I don't feel it's true. Like I said, I feel like it's one of the weakest songs on the album, and it's the one that I often skipped when I was listening to the album.
Now, is that because it was overplayed,
Yes.
or yeah? I mean, so
I mean,
let me ask this then. I mean, it's hard to know for sure, but if this song was like never played, if this wasn't a single, and it was just like you picked up this album and you heard it, do you think you would have rated it higher? Do you think you would like it more now?
I think I would have liked it about the same because I was
Mm.
trying to be pretty objective
Yeah, I'm sure. Sure.
when I was rating it, like taking out all the nostalgia of it and the emotions from the overplay. But in terms of just like how the song is, yeah, I think I gave it like a 3.8 or something like that, and
I
I
think
would say
that's
that's like around where I would say it would
I
have
gave
been
it a
for me.
3.8 exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think I said this when we reviewed the song, but like I actually hated the song when it first came out. I don't know, hated is probably a strong word, but I was not a fan. And then it took you playing like Brian Wilson and some other stuff for me to be like, oh, you know what, there's a lot more going on here with this band. And now I actually kind of like 1 Week. It's not quite in my best of playlist. It's like I said, 3.8, I think is what I rated it. So
Oh, I give it a
um
4.3, so I think I
there you go.
rate it
Yeah.
even higher than
Yeah.
I would have. I think I gave it
So
a few more points
yeah.
than I'm thinking now
And
even.
it's a very good song. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a very solid song. It's a strong song. But like, yeah, I mean, part of it was the overplay. Part of it is just that, like, for me, obviously, I like the darker stuff that was, more heavily Page influenced, shall we
In the
say.
car.
I mean, like, yeah, like Powder Blue, stuff like that. Like, I love that stuff. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
um, I mean, but it's a fine song. I don't think it doesn't sound like an opener to me. Like in a vacuum, in a world where this was not a smash hit single, I don't think you put this as track one.
No, I would agree as your number one. The only thing that would make me say otherwise is that even without it hitting big,
Mm.
that first hook right off the bat would catch you at the very beginning of the album. It's been like, oh, you're like, whoa, what, huh? Like it really does catch your attention.
It's true.
That was my reason for putting it first. Is it does have that really quick grab, um, and I like it there. I should we go down? Do we have any other changes? Anyone else? I have a few. I didn't make major changes because I love this album.
I want to hear your changes, Tracy.
Mm.
Okay, David Bowie. From heaven.
Changes.
So I kept 1 week and It's All Been Done as my starters. Because I really do like that building from there. I don't like Light Up My Room as my third song though. I feel like it's not
too heavy, too fast.
Yeah, it goes down too slow, too quickly. It goes down slow. So I did back down a little bit, but I kept it with some of that heavier guitar and, finishing It's All Been Done the way it did. I went on to Leave.
Okay.
Still get that heavier guitar, still a little bit slower. And then I like the way that Leave finishes.
And then once you leave, you kick her out and you have a party, you have a kegger, and then it's alcohol, right?
Uh-huh. That's
seriously?
it. Yeah.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
No, I think that those two are really, really strong back to back. Matter of fact, a lot of songs on here are like, oh, but that duo, that's a really good mix. Especially with the way one fades out and one comes in. And that's how I feel with Leave and Alcohol. Like there's that listening to the end of Leave right into Alcohol, it does sound right. And that's when I was like, okay, now it's time for us to take it down a little bit more fully.
Ooh, can I guess it?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna flop it for I'll Be That Girl?
No.
Ah.
No. That's when I came back to Light Up My Room.
All right.
I figured, okay, we got alcohol, now we got to light up our room.
Well, no, but you have a hangover, so you don't want any lights.
That's right.
Nice.
You don't even want a transistor radio.
Who needs sleep? Well, actually, I say
Actually, you need sleep, but
aside from the beginning and end, I did have a note that in the middle, I would like the tracks "Leave," which contains the line "I can't afford to lose more sleep," followed by "Who needs sleep?"
Who needs sleep?
Followed by "When you dream."
Yeah. That would be great.
A little Mickey Mouse, but I enjoy it. Yeah, that's a little.
He's like, wait, I got Mickey Mouse in the background.
Mickey ears. There we go. Oh wow.
What
Nice.
is? Oh, okay, I get it.
Gross. Our Bluey.
I can see now.
Oh no,
Was that? It's a small
Japanese?
world. Yeah, it's a small world. It's you're
Just
muted.
You're
kidding.
muted there, Heidi.
Heidi.
It's way better in California. Small World is way
Oh my God, I didn't know it was different.
Oh, it's way different.
What?
It starts outside, the whole outside, like the clock chime
Wow.
things come out. It's so cool. There are ducks that swim in the water because it's
And I didn't
outside.
go. I'll
Yeah.
have to go back just for
Oh, you
It's a
have to go
Small
because
World.
of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride,
Yeah, I mean,
which
come
is
on.
only there, and Cars Land, which
They
is
used to
I
have
did
Mr.
go to
Toad's
Cars Land. I
Wild
enjoyed
Ride
it.
in-
Cars Land.
whoa,
No, there's
Cars
no
Land.
there. I think there was for a while a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride in
There
World.
wasn't in Disney World, but
And it
now
got
it's gone.
Orlando, there
replaced.
was. I wrote it when I was 5 in 1979.
Ah,
So for you,
nice.
those of you doing math, but then they got rid of it before I got to ride it again in
Yeah.
the early 90s. I can't remember when they got rid of it in Orlando. But I was so excited. I rode it 3 times.
Is it one of those rides that are on rails?
It's a dark ride, I
It's
think.
like a car. You're in a car, kind
Yeah.
of like most Disney rides.
In the
But
car.
it's just silly and
I
fun.
really like the trackless rides in Tokyo Disney. The Winnie the Pooh ride is on these trackless vehicles where you get a different ride every time. Anyways, this is devolving into
I would love to go to
Disney
Tokyo.
podcast,
We really
which I
should
would
have had
totally do,
Brian on.
especially if I could like go to Disney and write it off on my taxes and be like, yeah, I'm doing this for business,
Research.
research purposes. Yeah.
So I left off on Light Up My Room, which I then moved to I'll Be That Girl, because again, that's a combination I really like. I did something that you guys probably won't like.
Uh-oh.
Beyond what you've already said.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Kidding. I'm
Um,
kidding. Anyway,
In the middle of this, I put Call and
He's
Answer.
gonna be sad.
Just because I like the blend
Yeah.
from I'll Be That Girl at the end into Call and Answer.
okay.
I think it's a nice place you're bringing it down, but it's also a banger of a song and just really can kind of pull you back in emotionally. Before we go off the rails again with In the Car. Like In the Car is that really upbeat kind of that West Coast Beach
Surfer.
Boys S type sound. I noticed there's a lot of slow songs on this. And so I really have tried to alternate fast, slow, fast, slow. But there's a song that was left off that I think belongs in the middle of this album, especially since this album is only 51 minutes long. And I'm like, I never realized it before, but that's a really short album.
Yeah,
The
it
20th
is.
anniversary is over an hour with 3 extra songs, but yeah.
Yes. And so I've added some of those songs in because I was like, we really could have those other songs on, and they are quality songs. So I put
No,
Long Way
quality is
Back-
another album.
Yeah, quality is another.
He's serving up quality.
So I put Long Way Back Home in right here after In the Car.
Ooh.
Oh, remember when you asked me if I could get rid of a song?
A Long Way Back Home.
Yeah, okay.
Did you listen?
Actually, I got rid of that
Mhm.
too. I mean, I
Me
know it's
too.
only in the that
I know
extended-
it's Ed trying his country,
I
voice
love
on.
It's fine.
I just don't feel like I'm ever in the mood for it. It's not a bad song.
It's a
I
little
just don't
like
want
it's a
to.
little too slow
get
for this
it.
album.
It's not a bad song. I just don't want to listen to it.
It pulls me out of. I think it's tonally incongruent with the rest of the album.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could.
Yeah.
I was like,
I feel like he just threw that on there for his wife because his wife likes it when he sings.
My
country.
wife.
My wife.
I did it because I wanted a little bit of a down before I really start to pick up speed. Because after that, I pick it up to She's on Time.
I love that song.
And I was like, I don't I mean, I kind of get that it was a little more risque, but I mean, you just came off from
I
In the
guess for the
Car.
time.
a
You
great
could
song.
have She's on Time on this album. Come on. Especially the version that they added back on later on with the special
I
edition.
love back. Yeah.
Like it's really good. And then I'm going into Never Is Enough. After that, I split things up a little bit differently again to Told You So. Because I feel like we need to slowly build to the end. And I feel like there's like Told You So doesn't really build up to the end of this. So I have Told You So, then Who Needs Sleep, and then Some Fantastic.
Where do you think did I miss it? Where do you think Get in Line fits? Because I don't
Well, it
think
doesn't because they
fits.
didn't record that until after this album was released.
Yes, that's right.
So it wouldn't be able to
Couple
go on until the
years.
next. Because I almost, if I were going to add it, because I
98.
thought for a second, nice, Aaron. I thought for a second about putting it on here, and if I was going to, it was going to be my
Missed
number
it.
3 spot. It was going to be 1 week. It's all been done. Get in line. Like boom, boom, boom. We're picking up speed. But yeah, it wasn't recorded until a year and a half after the album was already out. So to me, it can't be on here. So we'll see if it adds on to Maroon. I don't know if it has the right feel for Maroon. So, and then finally, I do have a hidden track on this album.
Oh, okay.
And I think that
Mhm.
it's the right space to put it. Give it like 30 seconds after the album has ended. You come back in with When You Dream. I think that's the spot that you should hear When You Dream is like after the album's done. It's this nice
After
little
you've taken your
extra.
melatonin,
After I taken my melatonin.
Yeah, you fall asleep to the album,
starts to kick in.
and then it's like
It's a pretty song, but it's an extra. It doesn't really belong on this album proper.
It does.
I disagree, sir. Yeah,
I disagree, sir.
Putting my
You were
feet
saying
down
before
firmly.
that Long Way Back Home doesn't feel right
it's
with
tonally
the tone.
incongruent. Show me
When-
another straight up country ballad on this album.
I am saying, and I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying
Alcohol.
When You Dream.
I
Nice.
discovered alcohol.
Alcohol,
The bluegrass
yeah, bring
version.
me the drug.
No, that's Pinch My Bluegrass. That is up here.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay. My
But
bad.
When You Dream is tonally incongruent with the rest of this album.
Liar.
It's a B-side. It's a hidden track. It's not album proper, I don't
I
think.
respect your opinion, but you're wrong. Sir. I do protest.
I like the album though. As a matter of fact, as I've said, the only
You can tell
song
from your falsetto voice how much you like it.
the only song that I don't
I
like
like
on this
it.
album is When
like
You
it.
Dream. I don't like.
I mean,
When You
that's
Dream.
one of the highest rated songs on the album for me.
I know.
Probably for me too. I don't have the,
I think
have
it is the highest rated. No,
spreadsheet.
obviously, Alcohol was a 5.
Yes, I know. I gave that a
Call and
5.
Answer was a 5, but I think it's like the third or fourth highest rated. I love When You Dream.
Hmm.
I love When You Dream. I love watching you sleep.
I love watching
Listener.
your
Wait,
dreams.
wait,
Hey,
I have a special
hey,
camera.
listen, Greg. I love watching you sleep. Now, all of our listeners named Greg are freaked out.
Yeah.
Greg the Bunny.
Oh my god. Yes. Oh, with the ginger
Seth
guy.
Green.
Yes, of Green.
I always think of him as the Buffy guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Excuse
Well,
me.
and he's on Austin Powers too. But anyway.
Well, I guess we kind of covered this in your take, Tracy, but any trouble with Tracy regarding the album?
I mean, not really. Like I had to dig in order to
Other than
really.
your blasphemy.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Lies and poor taste.
I had to really think like if I were going to move it around, would I? And I really don't think I would change this album. I would listen to it. I just skip When You Dream every time.
Well, would you? So, do you just not like When You Dream, or would you
How
put it
dare.
on another album?
I like if I could have, I would have put it on the last album. I know it's not possible because they had not written it yet, but that's like tonally, it just doesn't fit this album. I also don't like some of the mixing on it because I think that some of the audio of his voice. I know I said this during the episode, but like some of the audio that they did with his voice with bringing up Kevin's synth over it, so it's at times I feel it's a too high on the synth, not enough.
Did you tell Susan that when we spoke to her?
Yeah.
I didn't. We hadn't recovered it at that point. And she didn't do the mixing for that song. So
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to hear the voice, and I feel like they mix the synth too high sometimes with too much noise. So it's not one of my favorites, but it's a good song, and I think it's fine.
I'm sure
Yeah, I
that's
know
what
my
they're going
voice
for,
went
is
really
fine.
high there for a second. So.
No, I'm remarking about your usage of the word fine, but that's fine.
Wow, yeah. Tracy is the only one who rated it lower than a 4 when you dream. What is your deal, brother? My brother in Christ.
I told you
Who hurt
it's
you?
that
For
mix.
Christ's sake.
It really is the mix. I think more than anything else, it's the mix. So,
Well, let's get you the stems, and you can take a crack at it.
Please, anyone who has the stems for this song, please send it to me. I will definitely play around.
I would be very curious to hear your mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just be a little less surreal.
Reach out to Susan.
That's what makes
Tell
it
her
so
to give you the
nice.
original track.
That's what makes it so nice, because dreams can be like surreal, like lucid dreaming.
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
that's why I like it. It's
so
very
it's
kind
a
of
very
ambient,
dreamy dream song.
washing over you. Yeah, it feels like I don't know. It kind of reminds me of, was it Goodbye and Good Night or whatever from Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, which I love that song.
I thought you meant Good Night by the Beatles. Sorry.
I thought you were talking about Tom
Smashing
Brokaw
Pumpkins.
or that broadcaster guy that said that phrase.
Good night and good luck. That was Ed Murrow, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Edward R. Murrow.
Right.
Somewhere floating in my brain. I don't know.
It's a great flick if you haven't seen the biopic. It's very good.
Clooney did the bio, right?
Yeah, it was a good movie.
And I'll admit, I like Good Night by the Beatles. I like this song just equal platform.
We're just ribbing you, man.
Oh, I know you are. I would not have it on the
poking
album.
you.
It's always the one I skip.
Bear.
Like a Facebook poke from 2008.
I have nothing to say about this album because I like it too much. I mean, this was Gordon was the song that was the album that brought me to Bare Naked Ladies. This was the album that really hooked me, and kept me loving it.
What was your favorite song on this album? We should go around the room.
Oh boy.
Are we included the extended?
Man.
Yeah, call an answer for sure for me.
Oh, he's got the glasses on.
Go ahead, Betsy.
Are we including She's on Time, long way back, getting in line back?
I would say going off the 20th anniversary edition, what would your favorite be?
Oh God, give me a minute. I don't.
Easiest question forever for me.
I always have a hard time like ranking favorites because it's a lot of them are really close.
Yeah, I did have a couple of 5s. I rated Alcohol a 5, but Call and Answer is a 5 on a higher order.
I think it would be Call and Answer for me.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful
right.
song.
I think Call and Answer, but like
time.
Back is a close second.
Yeah. Well, Back is the last album.
But
wait,
the last album? I thought you said Back was on here.
No, Back is on the last album.
Yeah.
Time.
Well,
Long Way Back Home is on this album.
Oh, okay. Why did I put Red Back down? Okay.
See, now I'm thinking about the Beatles because all I can hear is Get Back.
Get back.
Get back
to where you want.
I did. It's on Brian Wilson, 2000. Get Back. I got back. It's
Baby got back.
After she was put in the corner.
Ah.
Nice.
I would. It depends on the time. What do I think is a better song? I would say Call and Answer is the better song. If I'm in a really great space, I want to hear Alcohol.
It's a better like party song, or it's a more fun song.
Yes, it pumps me up, it gets me
But Call and
going.
Answer is
Call
just
and
like,
Answer is just like,
I
yeah,
want
it's a
my heart
heart-wrencher.
torn out.
Yeah.
So beautiful though. What
And
about
who
you, Beth?
needs the other thing is Who Needs Sleep does the same thing for me. Like it is like if I'm having a hard time sleeping, Who Needs Sleep really kind of digs into me and makes me feel heard.
Even with the synth high in the mix, man.
I was just gonna say, you rated
You just got
Who
done
Needs
putting it in the
Sleep
shitter and throwing it around a little.
1.1 points higher than When You Dream, and I just don't know who you are,
I
sir.
don't understand.
They might be giants. I don't understand you.
You
I
have to
don't
understand
understand you.
also that this album came out when I was in grad school. It was the theme of my grad school, and so like
Uh,
not being able to sleep and also that whole line and
is
never is
the
enough about not needing to go to school, like that was me at the time that of raging against the fact that I was writing 50-page dissertations, and I was like, fuck college.
Man, our college experiences varied so wildly.
Yeah.
My undergrad was great.
Okay,
my
that's fair. That's fair.
my graduate degree of like 100
Yeah,
page
I can imagine that was a
dissertations,
lot.
and working 40 hours a week plus on top of that doing a full grad course and and then not sleeping. Yeah, I was doing that for 3 years cost me a lot of probably an extra year of my life.
Yeah.
So
But
wait, so you were saying,
Ugh.
so Call and Answer or Alcohol or Who Needs Sleep? Are you like your top three?
that would be it. Yeah. But I mean,
Okay.
I love all these songs.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good songs on this
I
album.
love some fantastic. Like if I'm
Mm.
just in a bouncy mood, some fantastic is right there for me. Like if I'm being sarcastic and like I'm like, yeah, some
Yes.
fantastic.
I bet you we
Fantastic,
could find a
fantastic.
feeling for each song.
We probably could.
Oh yeah, or some combination for sure. Well, what about you, Betsy?
Um, I think I already answered with call and answer,
Yeah,
but also like my second would be She's on Time.
it's a great song. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I think I'd be in that camp with Betsy. She's on time. Or, the one of the reasons I joined this show in the first place was in the car.
Mm.
And
That's a
Yeah.
good song.
it's a weird one, but
Yeah,
for
I
me,
like it.
it's so
It's very
ugh,
Stephen Page. It's a very
it's
Stephen Page song.
so good. But
Yeah.
I
So
love
real.
She's on
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
She's on Time makes me
Yeah.
laugh
It
and
feels
smile
like
every time I hear it.
it
I'm
feels
like,
very grounded in like a time and a place. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
yep.
feels there's a very like strong like sense memory I get from it, even though like I didn't listen to it when I was younger, but it still kind of like connects me with like
Mhm.
early college years or whatever.
Hmm.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So the album before this was really the what if, let me put myself into another person's shoes type album. I feel like this album was much more them digging in, not so much to their own personal stories,
Hmm.
but digging into the emotions that they were experiencing and putting words to those emotions.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Do I think that Ed wanted to create a machine to destroy people and that were in line in front of him? Yeah, actually I do.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
it sounds
Certainly.
more like Get Set Go.
Yeah, it does.
Mike, we know you listen. Come on the
With
show.
nickels and dimes.
So,
But you got Ed's
yay!
personal story about working at Wendy's. You got
Yeah,
Steven's
which is
personal
true.
story
Yeah.
about in the car. You know, I'm sure there's some. I mean, we got Ed's personal story with Leave. Light Up My Room, also a personal story. Like, there's a lot of that throughout this album.
Yep.
And maybe that's why we
Autobiographical.
connected to it.
Yeah. It was emotionally accessible.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of them. It has some of the more moving songs, I think, on this album. And also next week's album, which happens to be my favorite.
Well, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me on this wonderful discussion of one of my favorite albums of all time.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you
Yeah,
for
it's been
having
my
us.
pleasure.
Thank
Pleasure
you
to be
for
here.
having me. Thank you for being there. The whole world's thinking. Whole world's thanking you for thinking
Heidi,
us.
it's been great having you back.
Pass the turkey. Oh yeah, thanks. I'm so glad to be back. I would much rather be with you than what I've been being tortured with. So it's a better ride.
We'll tell Katie
But-
that.
Yeah. No. Not What's so maybe
I
about
was
her?
gonna say, are you saying Katie's a maybe?
No, she's never a maybe. All right, y'all. Love
Have
you,
a
bunches.
great
Good
night,
night.
guys. We'll do.
Nah.
Next
I'll
time.
see you in 2 weeks.
Later,
Okay.
taters.
Oh.
Do you love it loud? Come to Rockin' Pod Weekend in Nashville. Rock convention featuring panels, interviews, podcasts, signing sessions, vinyl, pop culture collectibles, and more. Over 30 celebrity guests, members of LA Guns, Accept, Kicks, and more. Live concerts, Nashville Rockin' Fest Thursday, Rare Hair on Friday, Tuck Smith and the Restless Hearts Saturday, Punchlines and Backlines All-Star Comedy Show on Sunday. Full details at rockinpod.com.